Andrew Hawkins. I run a small company in Perth called DrewFX, and I've had one commercial success so far, well several, but a particular game called Surf Prodigy for the iPhone. So I guess I make games. It started when I was like putting computers together way back, and I tried to get this game called X-Wing running on my 386, and it got to a point that I spent so much time stuffing around with the memory and all that, and trying to figure out how it all worked, that I was more interested in the mechanics of the game rather than the actual game playing. So yeah, I make games. I make games mainly for myself, I think. And now with the iPhone, I've sort of tried to figure out what it is about people when they play games in a casual market, what they want to play, but still keep it interesting for myself. Because at the end of the day, I'm just sitting there hours on end of the evening writing out code. So it's got to be fun for me. And at the end of the day, there's crunch, but I make games for myself. That's why I do it, for the challenge.
So my name's Brad. I'm 1/7 of Rocket Hands, and we make games here in Perth. We've made a couple of games for iPhone and iPad, and we've got lots more games to come. And I make games. The way I first got into games was the Commodore 64. There were a couple of devices before that, but that was the first one that I could see that people wrote games themselves in their bedroom, and they were published on the Commodore. And I often wondered how they did that. What language were they using to do that? How were they talking to a computer and make a game? And I guess sometimes you'd play the games and you'd start thinking, what if something was different about this game? If I can think of it, and I have that language, maybe I can make it. So I made a couple of games on the Commodore 64, and I guess from there, it's just been new computers every couple of years, different computers and consoles come out. You see what other people are doing, and that gets you inspired to do better. So I think it's born out of a desire to do better than what I'm seeing. You see a game that sucks, or maybe it's a game that's really good, and just think, I think I could do something a little bit better or a little bit different, and to also challenge yourself to make the games that I would like to play, or I'd like my kids to play, or you hear your wife or your friends say, I wish there was a game where you could catch fish and then smell them and judge by their smells. By their smells, you could score points, and I want to make that fish smelling game. And that's my story.
Hi, my name is Garth Pendergrass, and I own 75% in a new publishing company called Stir Fire Studios. The idea is to create an indie publishing company that designs games from the upside down philosophy, where we take the developers and I guess offer them a pathway where we actually offer cut-through sales, rather than just simply taking a game and then firing out the big wide world and hoping it sticks somewhere. I came at games, I guess, from a different point of view than everyone else, is that I fell into it through my partner, who worked at a very well-known game studio that didn't have a lot of luck. And although I've played computer games since the Atari 2600 days, showing my age there, I've had a passion there, but never had that design or the patience to develop design. However, my passion is in the sales and marketing focus of it. And I've been working in technology sales for about the last 10 years. I guess my goal is to take the indie publishers in Perth on a bit of a ride and promote them into the big wide world and actually hopefully build something bigger than what's already there.
Yeah, I'm Nick Lowe. I run Let's Make Games with 4 other people who obviously I can do without. Why do I make games? Or why do I like games, I guess? I got my first game system when I was in primary school. It was a Commodore VIC-20, which my mum won at I think it was a Woolworths sort of store promotion. And I played Golf, which was the first game I played, and that was really good. And I was kind of fascinated by this entire world inside a computer that someone's created and that other people can visit and interact with and play, I guess. I don't know. So for me, it's always just been that fascination of being able to say this is how something works, which you've always been able to do. You can always just write it down on paper, you can use your imagination or something and say this is how it works. But to be able to create that and have it actually exist in a computer somewhere and know that other people can interact with it, other people can experience it, it's just, I think if you're any kind of creative person, any kind of artist, normally you have to work within constraints. You know, if you're painting something, you've got only a certain number of colors, it's got to be flat, or if you're drawing something, or if you're writing something, you have to do it with a language that already exists. But with computers, you can create whatever you want. And I don't know, just as a creative person, I think I've always had that sort of creative drive. To be able to create whatever you want is fascinating, and I can't imagine people not wanting to do that. So I guess I kind of feel like you might ask, why do you create games? I would ask if everyone who doesn't create games, why don't you create games? Because it doesn't make sense not to, I think. Yeah. That's all I got.
Okay, I'm Alex Meyer from Creative Anarchy Games. I come from a multimedia design background. You know, ever since I was young, I remember drawing, doing flip book animations, and probably one of the best parts of my childhood was actually playing games. So I got introduced to those famous heroes such as Mario and Tomb Raider, Crash Bandicoot, and those were my heroes, you know, growing up. And it was kind of odd being a girl, you know, being interested in games, and I carried that through the rest of my life. And you know, did a degree in multimedia. That's where I picked up the rest of the Creative Anarchy team. And yeah, we love making games because of the time that we get to spend together, and to create new heroes or create new play spaces for people to enjoy and to have play. And yeah, just the play space that it brings people together, and it's just such a community-oriented thing. You know, I've been a bit of a loner when I was younger. It's great to find other people that are as passionate about the same thing I am, and that's why I love making games.
My name is David Keep, and I'm a 3D artist. I work at Spinfast Games, and we've got a couple of games, cricket and a snowboarding game out at the moment, and a baseball game as well. But I just love making games, and it's what I've always wanted to do, as far back as I can remember. I just love being able to create something and see it come to life, I guess. That's what I want to do, and I want to get better at it. So, that's why I keep doing it. I think the first game I can remember playing, that I can remember the name of, was probably Dig Dug, and that scared the hell out of me. Those things ghost through the walls and kill you all the time. I was very scared. Everything scared me as a kid. But yeah, I really love Zelda, I think, probably. That Ocarina of Time was just like, that really amazed me, because I'd never seen a game quite like that before, and just the scope of it, and being able to explore this virtual world. But since then I've become more interested in games that tell an interesting story, and I really want to be involved with games that have really engrossing narrative and interesting characters, and you build a connection with them through the course of the game. I'd like to do that kind of thing. Yeah. Tim Schafer's my hero. I want to be like him.